Okay, lovely ladies. I know it's so wonderful to be heard and to speak. And now we're going to come back into this space as a group identity. Would anybody like to share in the group space their experience with, yes, Susan? Sure. You want to project? Can everybody hear?
My business is unfolding exactly as I need it to, and in perfect alignment with my vibration, pacing, availability, the lessons I need to learn, and God's will.
Beautiful. Thank you. Anyone else like to have their voice in the room for an experience? Yes, Jean Catherine.
I'll go. I am shifting from the WWRN radio station to the WRRN. The WWRN, what's wrong right now? You're not certain right now.
Ah, yes. Beautiful. Thank you. Go ahead. Yes.
I just wanted to share, I hope this isn't a more poignant, because that was a fun laugh. When you brought up honoring people on 9/11 that didn't show up, I'm one of those people. I was on flight 93 and I didn't get on the plane, obviously. I was booked on the flight. And the reason that hit me so hard when you brought it up is because today is the 10-year anniversary when we lost Michael Jackson. And the reason I was going to be in New York was I was producing a show that he was doing. And he was upset that I didn't go, but then after we found out why, he was so wonderful about it. But anyway, it was just all in my mind right now, so I just wanted to acknowledge that.
Thank you.
And that's a beautiful way to really look at celebrating the things that just happen. They just happen. But it's not really an accident, right? Because we've kind of recognized that everything happens for a reason. So this is all a game. It's all a game. The more that we can have fun and be playful and be willing, then we're having a good time, not beating ourselves up, not dragging our feet, not hiding behind some stories, being visible. So, one of the things that got me chunked up recently was I wanted to be in this next place. I wanted to be in the next evolution of me. I saw it happening, and I was really ready. But then what happened is I stepped out and I wasn't really ready, and it got really scary. And then I started throwing in well, who am I? I'm just a fraud. I've been walking around saying all this stuff, but none of it means anything because I'm so confused right now with where my head is. Does anybody know that? So it's a game. So that game is not fun. That's a not fun game. So what's a fun game?
Fake it till you make it.
Groovy. Love that. That's it. Yeah. Just keep showing up, right? Just keep showing up no matter what you look like, no matter what you feel like, but be authentic. Be vulnerable. We all know what's going on anyway, right? Those masks don't really penetrate. They just separate. That's good. Those masks don't really penetrate. They just separate. That me-we thing, it's always happening. We are always connected to ourselves and to each other. It is a choice to honor that and recognize that. disconnected and connected. I've danced a lot in my life back and forth between that place and also that place that said, okay, I'm in the spiritual version of me and I've got this going on and I get it and I understand and I know all these messages and it's all working. And then I'm over here in the human version that says, I don't get anything because I'm scared, because it hurts, because all the stories underneath the other stories. Again, it's a choice. We choose. Now, these are really great ideas, right? Okay, how do we go out and do it? Well, just one moment at a time. One now, and then another now, and then another now. Everything is built on the now. And everything that happened just a minute ago is somewhat irrelevant. It's part of the story, but it doesn't define you. So being willing to let go, just let go. Not hold on to what you think you need. Trust. Trust and accept. No mud, no lotus. I'm the lotus coach. I've been the lotus touch as a body worker and a birth doula. The lotus is such a powerful image, and that it grows up through the muck. Our journeys are all through the muck. I worked as a birth doula, attended about 200 births, and I had an incredible 54-hour home birth with my daughter. It's mucky in birth. It's painful in birth. It's so fucking beautiful. It's amazing. But look what it comes with. Birth is messy. It really is really messy. Messy, okay? But look what happens. A human being arrives on the planet. Wow. Natural birth, vaginal birth, cesarean birth, however the birth happens, it happens. And it's messy regardless. Think about that. Everything amazing comes from messy. Look how amazing you all are. Because you're all fucking messy, right? We've all been messy. We've all been messy, right? But messy is real. So show up messy. This is how we help each other when we show up. I've been on a journey since I came to DeVa 3 years ago. Karen and Aimee created this incredible space 8 years ago. When I sat in the chair and I saw some amazing woman stand up in front of this room, I said, I want to be there. I want to be there. I'm not done. And I know that I share this space with some incredible, vibrant, knowledgeable women, both that have been here and will come here. Because when we are called, we must listen. If we don't listen, we create more mess. I, for many years of my life, wondered, when was I going to step in? When was I going to be the most powerful version of myself? And I know every single one of you has asked yourself that question. Because you wouldn't be here today caring about yourself and your community and our planet and our future if you didn't. If you didn't know how amazing you were, how celebrated, how accomplished, how beautiful, because you wouldn't leave your house. I invite you to step in, because today I am. Being here on this, in this space and on this stage, this is my coming out. There's going to be another big one some other day, but this is the one right now, because I get to be here with you. And I get to state that I have been willing to go through my life and feel the pain. I was in pain this morning too. It happens still, and it comes around, and it always comes around. Be optimistic, be positive, respect yourself, trust that everything you experience is serving you, and celebrate yourself. When I joined this community here in Sonoma County, I've been coming to DeVa and other meetings. Many of you have witnessed the birth of the Lotus Coach and moving from horrendous to heroic. And it's all me, and it's my story. That whole story is pretty horrendous, right? Yeah, okay. But it was mine that I get to walk in. And I know you all have really, really powerful stories in you. Powerful life stories, powerful family stories, powerful business stories. Resilience is knowing that you will get back up again, that you will choose a path of growth. You will choose to accept that you are here for a great purpose. So I am now the Lotus Path. And the Lotus Path is where we've all been today. It's the journey. And it's the unveiling. And it's the unfolding. And it's the evolving of ourselves in our life. We are magnificent. We are abundant. We are powerful. And I'm just here to reflect it back to you, and to you, and to you, and to you. What you see in others is within you. That's the positive part. What we resist in others is also within you. Anything that triggers or excites belongs to you. It's not about ownership. I released that word a little bit ago. I really like that word. But what I've realized is it's about honoring that everything that I experienced, everything I wanted to take ownership of, the yucky stuff and the great stuff, I've come to see that when I just honor its presence, and the fact that I know it means that it serves me, then I don't have to own it, because it belongs to all of us. We're all in it together. And we're all in it because of love. Love is truly the answer. And when we love ourselves first, we make more. We make more. It grows. It grows. like that we gave ourselves hugs this morning. Hugs are so powerful. Touch is so important. And that happens physically and emotionally and spiritually. We're really incredibly vibrant beings. And we will serve the change and the shift on our planet by standing in it. Here, right here, in all of it. Again, no mud, no lotus. Being present and being aware that you have a choice, always. Always. It may not feel like it sometimes, but when you start to release any of the story, if it feels chunky in your system, let it go. Okay, that's easier said than done. I get it. Okay, so what do? We get connected again. Remember, if we're feeling stuck, we're feeling disconnected. Right? Does that make sense? Yeah. It's ironic that these concepts are so massive and so simple. Because we are in a place in our lives that we are being really pushed out. We were talking, I think it was Jean Catherine, you were saying she was 80% there and 20% left. Okay, so when we're at the end and it's gonna be really, really big, guess what? It's the hardest, right? How many of you experienced that? You're on that path, you know where you're going, things are happening, it's unraveling, it's beautiful, and then it's like, you don't realize it, but you're so close. You're so close to that last unfolding place. Resilience is get back up. Get back up. And you get back up when you accept the story. I'm hammering this home because it's so important to remember. We have to accept what happens in our lives so that we can be thankful and have gratitude for the learning. Because you wouldn't be here if that wasn't important, right? Right? You would be doing something else. You would be a bug. Or you'd be on a well more enlightened planet. So you're here, you chose to be here. Because you're amazing. So we're resilient when we own that we are amazing and capable. And I know you've heard this before too. You will never get anything you can't handle. I know sometimes it doesn't feel like that. But the universe isn't designed to kill you. Maybe some of the experiences might feel that way. But we're here to live. We have a birth date and a death date. The dash in the middle, that's your story. Not when you were born and not when you die, but what you're doing while you're here. And chances are you'll come back and do it again. But from a higher level. Every person in your life, your parents, your partners, your children, your colleagues, your businesses, because they are entities in themselves, everything that you have created, everything magical, is here because you wanted it. Because you knew that having these experiences would serve you. Love is the answer. Optimism supports it. Peace is where we stand. I invite you to follow your lotus path, the journey of connection, honoring that you're here and that you're amazing. No mud, no lotus. Thank you.